This year I visited the Savour Stratford Culinary Festival for the very first time, and it was excellent. My first stop was at Simple Fish and Chips, really interesting fish and chip shop where the chef owner goes out of his way to use only sustainable seafood, and I had some of the best fish and chips I've had since I left the United Kingdom.
MFK Fisher has also these beautiful passages of just the sheer joy of eating delicious fresh food. And then that's something else that we gain in a local food system, because local food does taste better. I've done lots of research on this myself. It really tastes better. I eat with the seasons, I cook from scratch, and when I go out to eat, I choose restaurants that cook from scratch, and I know this because I ask a lot of questions. And, well, talk about I live a good life. I eat very, very well. And one reason local food tastes better is obvious. It's fresher. It hasn't sat on the bed of a truck for a couple of weeks. And then I find another benefit is that when you eat with the seasons, food becomes exciting again. For the past couple of weeks, gosh, what have I been feasting on? Corn and tomatoes and beans and apples. And I just had an apple right now. I think it was one of my first of the season. I can't say first, but like that crunch of a fresh apple and the tang of something that was just picked. It's sheer joy.
After listening to Sarah Elton for a little bit, we actually went for a wander around the farmers market and eventually into what many consider to be the main event of the Stratford Culinary Festival, the Grand Tasting. And I'll tell you, there was some very, very interesting food in there. If you enjoy food, wine, and hanging about with farmers and chefs, then this is the place to be. We had simply a splendid afternoon. And then I managed to catch up with Mr. Screaming Avocado himself, Mr. Paul Finkelstein, who gave me a few minutes of his time.
This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm here with none other than Paul Finkelstein at the Savour Stratford event today, right beside the Avon.
Beautiful Avon.
The lovely, it's actually very nice. Paul, what's been going on in your world?
The world of teenagers is a lot of fun. As a $3 chef, we are constantly pumping out the best fare we can at that price, connecting the kids to farmers and producers, and we couldn't do it without, of course, the support of all the chefs and farmers and producers that help us out. Interesting group of kids this year. We have a more at-risk group that are using food to get through school and really learning how to work with each other. And in a month, we head off to Cambridge Bay, Nunavut for a northern minus 30-degree food experience.
Wow.
And working with elders. And
is that something you've done before?
We've been to Northwest Territories, to Delaney, which is a different community. This one is going to be more on the water, so we'll have more of a chance to taste whale, taste seal, and Arctic char, and visit the only processing plant of muskox in Canada. So it's going to be a neat experience for the kids to see, and a real challenge for them, which is what we want.
Now, how big are these groups when you take them on such trips?
This is a group of 15 students and 3 chaperones.
And how does one find out about these particular courses and these trips that you do?
This trip, we take these trips all the time. We went to Souk last year, and it's through YMCA Youth Exchanges Canada, which is a Heritage Canada sponsored event program, and they pay for all transportation. So if you are if you deal with youth, if you're a teacher that works with students, anybody can take them, and it's a great way to experience food and travel in Canada for free.
Now, you're here at Savour Stratford today. How have you found the event?
The event is incredible. It's a great way for people from outside of Stratford to see Stratford's culinary experience and to connect not just to the farmers and the food, but also what's happening in Stratford as a whole. But I also see it as an event for Stratfordians to see what we have within our own community. We all run in different directions, and we don't always meet. So people get to see the farmers that are growing their food, and they see them at the market, but they get to see them in different contexts. So it's a great way to appreciate where you come from, and Stratford's a great town.
Now, what were you serving today, and who were you paired up with?
We are paired up with our local producer. She drops food off to us every week. Her name's Lori Newbrand, a farmer, and she comes in with a load of vegetables for the kids to cook every week, and it's great for us. And then we used the red fife flour that we grew last year at the Avocado, and corn that we grew this year, and we made some red fife and corn blinis paired with Lori's sweet, what you call it, fruity sweet relish. and then also some local ricotta from St. Mary's.
Fantastic, and that was going down well?
It went well, yeah. We sold out pretty quickly, which is not good for the event, but we went through a good 700 of them pretty quickly.
Excellent. Now, what would you say the percentage was of native Stratford dwellers, and how many people came from outside of the town for this particular event?
You know, it's just such a blur of faces, but I'm thinking, in my guesstimate, about 50% of local and 50% from out of town.
Oh, that's fantastic for Stratford, actually.
It's amazing. It's amazing for the tourism side, and like I said, we send so many chefs out of here to Toronto and all over from the Stratford Chef School that it's nice to have people come back in and see what local talent is here and what's available to us as Stratfordians. Stratfordites?
Something like that.
What are we?
I can't help but notice you've got a rather interesting t-shirt here.
Yes, my sister made me this t-shirt. She is quite the little artist, but I asked her for something foodie and she cut it out and created a shirt. So
she should create a line out of that. That's really quite special.
I think she should too. I don't want to give away the secret too much of how she did it, but hey, contact me if you want them and I'll let her know.
Well, Mr. Paul Finkelstein, thank you very much for talking to us today at Good Food Revolution. Hopefully we'll catch up with you sometime very soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
And so, as our weekend wound to a close, we had an excellent time. We were as happy as this lady that we saw clapping along to one of the many musical acts that were there to entertain us. Good Food Revolution highly recommends Savour Stratford as a nice little getaway, culinary getaway, and we look forward to attending again next year.